All right, Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles, as well as the men that taught our apostles, the elder high priests, and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp. And to tell the truth, okay, according to the scriptures, Esau, which is the so-called white man, and the other nations that are over here in America that are not that are non-Israelites, okay, are the true illegal immigrants, okay? They're the true immigrants, and by the way, illegal according to the scriptures, okay? And mainly this pertains to Esau, but the other nations are illegal immigrants according to the scriptures, meaning unlawful, or like undocumented, not undocumented, excuse me, unauthorized according to the scriptures. Now, why is that? Because in the law, it tells us that you're not to remove thy neighbor's landmark, right? And that's pertaining to Israelites. When we were in our land, we were up to uphold the laws, statutes, and commandments towards one another, right? But Esau took the book onto himself, so he got the book that give the instructions of the rules for what's right from what's wrong. Okay, so now that he done took this book onto himself, the Bible, he's accountable for what's written in it, meaning the laws, right? So I'm gonna go through a couple of scriptures to show you that Esau's breaking the law, has broke the law. Okay, according to or based upon what you're not supposed to do concerning your neighbor's land, or your neighbor's land. Okay, so first and foremost, this is what I'll do. I'll go to the law, and then I hit the law, and I hit a precept. But this is out of the book of Deuteronomy, the 19th chapter and the 14th verse. It says, "Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark." Okay, so Esau should have really just been a sojourner over here, or to be within the law. He should sojourned and took his ass back home over here. But he was over here, like the scriptures say, John 10:10, the thief coming not but to steal, kill, and destroy. That was his reasoning for being over here, is to steal the land, not to come over here sojourn in peace with the so-called Native American Indians, so-called Seminole Indians, so-called Mexican Indians, okay, and the other tribes. All right. He's not just an immigrant. I'm gonna say this too. Esau is not just an immigrant in America, but all through Central and South America as well. He got his name all on their lands, right? But like I was saying, you know, Esau came over here to steal, kill, and destroy, not to come over here to, um, be at peace, sojourn over here for a minute, learn a little something from the people, okay, and then go back to where he came from, right? You're not supposed to move in permanently on another nation's or tribe's plot of land, okay? and Esau moved in. That's illegal to move in permanently. Okay, and then put your name on their land. Okay, because the lands, okay, the lands of the earth, okay, the regions, the geography of the earth is named by man. The names of the nations, all right, and the tribes. Until Esau changed all of that, he put false names on the landmass. He really put his name all over the world. You see, he's really an illegal immigrant all over the world. So let's read the law again. It says, "Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark." Okay, and how do you know the landmark? By the name. Okay, this territory is more. How do we know whose territory this is? By the name of the tribe, okay, or the nation that lives on a particular plot of land. It says, "Which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy power giveth thee to possess it." Okay. Now let's deal with, for prime example, let's deal with America. This is this so-called Native American Indian land, the tribe of Gad and Reuben. Okay, and even Issachar, if you want to talk about Texas and some of the other southern, southwestern states. Okay, now their forefathers, okay, had their names on this land. This was Gadite, Reubenite, and Iscarite territory, and the land was, and they had their names on the land. But Esau came over here as an immigrant, an illegal immigrant, because I'm talking about illegal according to the scriptures, and he put his name all over this land. That's illegal. You moved in, and then you remove the ancient landmark of which you was supposed to be your neighbor according to you, okay? And you put your name there. Now, if you look at America, America has Esau's name all over it, okay? Like, for example, down here in the city of Houston, it's named after an Edomite named Sam Houston. Or what about Austin, Texas? That's named after an Edomite named Stephen F. Austin. Okay, and there's other examples, but I just used a couple from the state that I'm in. And then you also have like a Chinatown, and I don't know if they're in all cities, but I know like in the major cities like Houston, New York, I believe in Los Angeles, and I'm not sure where else, but they have Chinatown set up, meaning Asians or Chinese, which are Moabites, so-called Chinese, which are Moabites according to the scriptures. They have their name, they have their little area where the signs and the stores and everything is written in that Chinese language, and they have their names in that section that they occupy. Okay, so they're illegal immigrants. But through what? Through the allowance of Esau. Esau allowed them to come over and do this. You see? Let's go to another scripture right here in Proverbs. I'll just choose one of them. We read Proverbs 23:10. It says, "Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless." You see? And ultimately, Israelites are the fatherless, represent the fatherless. Okay, and that's what Esau did. He entered into the fields of Gad and Reuben, right? And he removed their landmarks and put his name. He put his name there. Okay, so Esau is the true illegal immigrant, and these other nations that are over here. Okay, the other nations came over here and moved in on stolen ground that the damn devil Esau had already stole. You see, now he should have upheld the laws. He came over here under the guise of Christianity, under the cloak of the Bible, right? So he should have came over here. I'm talking about according to Esau. I'm not talking about what's written in the scriptures. I'm just saying what's right. And if he should have came over and said, "Oh well, shit, the scriptures say, you're not supposed to remove the landmark. We can't just move in over here, you know. And if you are allowed to, get some or live on the land, you should have been a servant. You can't move in and have inheritance rights to this land over here. It belongs to the tribes, Israelites. Okay, so Esau should have said, "Oh well, shit, we can't do this. You know, we can stay here, but we can stay here for some time, but we can't just move in and set up shop here. We got to go home." So let's read this. This is Psalm 50 and 16. It says, "But unto the wicked, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" Okay? And the answer to that is this man had no business taking this book onto himself, but he did because, you know, it's written like that it happened because the Most High made it happen. Okay? Ultimately. Right? But this man had no business taking this book into his mouth, right? Or onto himself, basically saying he was going to follow these scriptures. If you take the book onto yourself, then you're saying that you're the people and we must live by this document, the Bible, right? It says, "Seeing thou hatest instructions and casted my word behind thee." So Esau came holding this book up, saying he's going to uphold it, right? But then he tossed it behind his back. And to show you that he moved in on this land and stole it, right? That's against the law, right? And then he put his name on the land. Moab got his name on the land over here. Okay, just to use the prime examples, you know. So all this shit about there's a immigration problem, right? To the point where they declared national emergency at the Mexican border, and they saying it's for security reasons. They can't let terrorists slip into the country and illegals that's gonna harm this people of this country, right? So that's one aspect. That's one aspect of it. As far as Esau is an illegal immigrant, and other nations are illegal immigrants over here because they're going off according to the scriptures. They're illegal according to the scriptures, right? Now, what I was about to say is they have this the national emergency going on. The border is shut. Nobody can come in. Nobody can leave. as far as the Mexican border, and they only focus on the tribes, the Latin tribes. You hear illegal immigrants, only thing you think of, I'm talking about the average stupid American citizen, is the so-called Mexicans and the other so-called Latin tribes, right? But they and the reason, but they're not talking about. Excuse me, they're not talking about the other illegal immigrants that are over here from other nations, other races. Okay, and that's because of what's written in Psalm 83. They have consulted. Let me get that, and then I'm gonna bring out some information off Google just to verify what I'm saying. The so-called Mexicans and other Latin tribes are not the only illegal immigrants over here. Illegal according to Esau and his bullshit. And we just proved in the scriptures he's the illegal immigrant. Uh, Psalm 83. And I'm going to read Psalm 83. I started 1 and read down to verse 4. It says, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. For lo, thine enemies make it tumult, and we know who the enemies are. All the nations that's listed, starting with Edom. If you go to the 6th verse, all right, the tabernacle of Edom, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, all right, so forth and so on. As you read, it says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. And they that hate thee is the so-called white man leading the charge in the other nations. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and have consulted against thy hidden ones. Okay? And now we bring this out because we know the nations came together, uh, leading the charge Esau, to fulfill what we're about to read, or to attempt to fulfill. It happened for a period of time, but they attempted to permanently do what I'm about to read. It says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Yes, from being a race, meaning cutting us off from our identity of being a Hebrew Israelite, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Not that the name of Israel, they didn't want the name of Israel to not be remembered, but for us Israelites to not remember that we are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? And not only to do that, so excuse me, I'm moving a little fast, excuse me. So we bring this scripture out to show how, the nations came together to cut us off from knowing that we're the Israelites. But not only they didn't come together only to cut us off from the fact of us knowing that we're Israelites, but they also came together to keep us on the bottom so that we couldn't come together and rise up and overtake them. Okay? So I'm bringing this out because, they're only focusing on the tribes because as far as the illegal immigration crisis that they're saying is happening in America, all right, is because they have a hatred towards us, starting with the so-called white man, okay, and the other nations. And they want us to stay on the bottom, right? They want to keep us down on the bottom and make us look like we're the problem every time some shit is going on in the earth. And they do that to the other nations. Esau does that to the other nations too, but not like it's done to us. Okay. Now I want to bring this out just to verify. It says illegal immigrants in the United States. This straight off the Google. All I typed in was illegal immigrants from other countries outside of Latin America. It says illegal immigrants in the United States come from many countries outside of Latin America, including Asia, Europe, and Canada. You see? So it's not only the tribes. Why they not talking about for these other illegal immigrants that are over here that are other races? Now check this out. I'm gonna skip over all the so-called Hispanic tribes that's on this list right here because it says countries of origin, and then it says India. It says in 2022, that's very recent, India has the second largest population of unauthorized immigrants in the U.S. after Mexico. They ain't talking about the fucking Elamites over here illegally doing illegal shit. Excuse my language. Then it says right here, Europe and Canada, and there's Europe and Canada. It says the number of unauthorized immigrants from Europe and Canada increased rapidly between 2019 and 2022, and they not saying shit about them. You know, they'll have you to believe that it's just the so-called Mexicans and the other tribes that are the only illegal immigrants. You know, and that's what the average American believes, because they don't know shit. They don't check shit out, especially Jakes, so-called Negroes, you know, and Latinos and Native Americans. So that's the video. You know, I want to highlight, according to the scripture, Esau is the illegal immigrant, and not only Esau, the other nations on this land. They own stolen land. Esau stole it, and all these other nations have moved in. Okay, and you don't move in on another nation's plot of land. Okay, you can sojourn there, or you can go over there and serve, be a servant on the land, but you can't have that plot of land as yours. Okay, so Lord willing, this video was edifying, and until the next one, I say shalom.